This video is brought to you by MyProtein. As you know, I'm banging to my boxing at the moment, training hard. Whether it be running, boxing, weightlifting, through MyProtein, I've been able to have the best sessions possible. So after every workout, I use the MyPro Whey Protein Powder. This is an ultra premium product there to support muscle repair after every workout. MyProtein wants to help all of you subscribers fuel your workouts, and that's why they are giving you a massive discount across their website. All you've got to do is use the code on the screen right now. It's True Geordie, all one word. This can be used on all your proteins, your pre-workouts, your bars, snacks, powders, everything imaginable on the website. Whatever your goals are to get fit for this summer, MyProtein have got you covered. So don't forget, click the link in the description below and get your supply of MyProtein using my link, using my code to support your boy. But for now, enjoy the video. All right, welcome back to True Geordie Extra for those who just can't get enough. And to you lot, I say thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But today we're talking Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. Don't forget, when the fight is on, we will be live on Twitch. The link for that is in the description below, but you can go on your Twitch app and search True Geordie during the fight, and you can hear what I'm thinking as it goes down. We should all be way more up for this, but due to a number of reasons, it doesn't have that feeling. There's not a lot of hype, and a lot of that is due to Dillian White's contract issue, where he basically had no choice but to sign on the dotted line, even though he wasn't really happy with the split he was getting, because Tyson Fury has the belt, has the power, and that's the sort of shitty situation you find yourself in when you're the number one contender sometimes. I'm not saying it's fair, but life isn't fair. And this is his chance to make it fair. In a fight where if he wins, he then holds all the cards and the split changes, just like it did for Alexander Usyk. So Tyson Fury, Dillian White, no hype needed. Well, that's one way to spin it. You know what I mean? When we've had such little hype, it's like we could have done with a lot of hype. I mean, granted, they've sold 96,000 tickets for Wembley, but the pay-per-view side of things will not be benefited by the fact that there's been zero chat. It's not been good.
Got a message for Dillian?
Yeah, you get knocked out, but the king is back.
The king is back, and I'm a huge fan of Tyson Fury. However, I don't know how to describe it. He looks like he's sort of going to the pub here. It's a bit weird that he's sitting on a golden throne in the middle of this ring, and he's just wearing jeans and like a long sleeved shirt. It's not even like a proper shirt. It's like a long sleeve t-shirt. It's a polo. It's a polo. I've confirmed it. It is in fact a polo shirt.
I'm sick and tired of Tyson Fury, man.
This is the thing. I always think of it from the editor's point of view. He's racking his brains like, fuck me, where are we going to get good lines? Because there's no content. They've not done press conferences. We've got nothing to work with. And it's just, he's pulled something from a Dillian White chat on probably IFL or something. He's like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of Tyson Fury.
I'm sick and tired of Tyson Fury, man.
It's just no venom there. It's like he's more sort of mildly annoyed.
He's such a fraud.
Dillian White, you're not on my level. Let's have it.
No one is scared of you.
The problem is they haven't got Dillian White for this video, so what they've really had to think outside the box. I know we can put fire over a picture of Dillian White. It's almost like he's there.
Untrue, Dillian White couldn't drop his Grammy.
He just talks crap.
I put it on you in a boxing gym, you yourself.
I don't know why that outfit is it's just not what you expect for a gold throne. They put all the money into the production and no one thought wardrobe. He's like, well, I'm going to me nan's for tea after this, so I'd rather not dress up like a, you know, Roman emperor again.
One of the biggest fights in British boxing history.
I survived so much things in life.
He survived so much things in life. It's just funny the way he words that. So much things. So much things.
Everyone write me up. I just keep showing up.
He's refusing to show up for today's Wembley press conference.
I do like that. Everyone writes me up. I just keep showing up, and then it's Tyson Fury going, he's refusing to show up. Just class.
Wembley's a sellout and they've all come to see me, the Gypsy King.
No more talking.
I mean, credit to Tyson. He's basically had to do this whole promo shit on his own, like from the get-go. They've done a couple of Zoom call press conferences, which it's not been great, has it? You know what I mean? It's not been great.
Dillian, thank you for joining us on this conference call.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I do like the fact that we've not heard a thing from this guy for months. The first thing we see is him. Just like... He's fucking wild, isn't he?
Well, I'm up against a big guy in a hard fight, obviously, and defeat world champion. But I feel good. I believe that I'll go in and I'll beat him. You know what I mean? I'm very confident in beating him. So, you know, and it'd be good to shut the rail and a few people up, man. It'd be good.
That answer was not the most confident you've ever heard a fighter, was it? I'm not saying he's not confident at all or he doesn't have any self-belief, but I think we can read between the lines here and go, these guys have sparred enough times for DILLIAN WHYTE to have a fucking good idea of the level he's going to have to be on that night in order to get a win. I can't knock him, though, for having that sort of bit of trepidation in his voice there. You know, if anything, it usually works out better when a fighter's being realistic, like Tony Bellew was before he fought David Haye, in giving credit where it's due, rather than being like, this guy's a bomb, I'm going to run through them. That usually is all bollocks. So I can't knock him for being realistic.
It's not the Tyson Fury show. Everybody saying, oh, Tyson Fury this, Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury was a big star, he never sold out. He needed a fight with Deontay Wilder. You know that. That's a fact. The fights was never sold out.
He's definitely framing this in his favour, and I don't blame him for that one bit. But, like, let's be real here. If it was DILLIAN WHYTE versus Deontay Wilder in America, that ain't selling out. That's doing way lower numbers. Like, selling out in America is not as easy as it is for an English fighter to sell out in the UK. Tyson had to go over there, put the groundwork in, do so much press, so many fights, show his amazing ability and grow that fan base over there, which now enables him to come back to the UK and leapfrog AJ in terms of his reputation as the number one heavyweight in the world. And then he's pretty much carried all of the promo for this fight on his own. DILLIAN has been nowhere to be seen. So it very much has been the Tyson Fury show. It's not to be disrespectful to DILLIAN, because I do think DILLIAN is bringing value, but the logic is just wrong, because if DILLIAN WHYTE wasn't there and it was Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury and the third fight had happened at Wembley, that's selling out as well. Tyson Fury is the most important piece of this pie. I'm not taking anything away from DILLIAN. It's just obvious.
So this is not the Tyson Fury show. This show sold out because me and Tyson Fury. It's not just the Tyson Fury show. It's the Tyson Fury and DILLIAN WHYTE show.
He's right about that. DILLIAN WHYTE plays a big part of this. It needs another serious fighter who people want to see. In terms of 80-20 split, I mean, in a way, if you're talking about garnering interest, if you're talking about attention, eyeballs, that's accurate. It may not be fair in terms of these are two men going in the ring and laying it all on the line and giving, 50% each in terms of effort. But in terms of eyeballs, this is a business, it is fair. You can't look beyond the trilogy that Tyson Fury is coming off of. The two best heavyweights in the world going head to head and him coming out on top, while AJ, who was the best in a lot of people's eyes, was the handsome one, the one who fucking sold out every arena. Every time he got an opportunity to move up to that level and fight a Deontay or fight a Tyson Fury, he lost. So that strengthened Tyson Fury's position even more so.
What was the reason why you chose not to speak or say anything?
You make an agreement, you sign something to get the ball rolling, but there's still little underlying issues that need securing and sorting out. And then when people are trying to play games and trying to mess around, then you got to control what you can control. And what I could control is my actions, not what Fury does, not what BT, Frank, ESPN do. I could only control what I could control, so that's what I did.
I do understand why DILLIAN took the road he did, to be fair, and after hearing his lawyer on TalkSport, his lawyer sounded like a fucking moron, and Frank Warren, in my opinion, made him look stupid, you know what I mean? But I do get DILLIAN basically played the one card he had left, and I'm just glad he started doing some press beforehand, because the hype factor is low for this fight, and it's a shame really, because it's a great fight. DILLIAN's a great fighter, but for him, I guess for DILLIAN, he's like, fuck it, I'm getting my 8 million quid, I don't really give a fuck what the hype factor is, I just want to do what I think is right for me, and I'm fair fucks in that sense.
Yeah, everyone knows my life, so I'm not one to go on about this and go on about that. For someone like me that's come from nothing, never had no sporting background, never had no backing, no support, I didn't even go to school. I didn't even do sports at school. So for me...
He didn't even do sports at school. This guy's a beast. I met him once. Fucking big man.
I was just a fuck on the street that could knock people out, and then got in trouble. Then I decided to, okay, I can't afford to be going to jail, so I need to go and do something else. And then I got good at it, and I got better and better,
Literally, right? The story of like Anthony Joshua, selected as an elite level athlete, handpicked and coached into the Olympic program, or Tyson Fury, who was, by blood, he was always going to be a fighter. DILLIAN WHYTE is the Rocky story of all of that. If he is the one to come out on top, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it would be the fucking proper story of what boxing is all about. The underdog coming up the hard way. And no one's had it harder than him, to be fair. So I do have a lot of respect for Dillian.
And I know what I am, know what to bring, and I got another pain and frustration to take out on someone, and it looks like it's gonna be Tyson Fury. So let's go.
I like it. Good attitude there. Let's see what Tyson's saying.
I've been training since January. I've been breaking all records in the gym. I've been feeling good, looking good.
It's funny because Tyson says the same thing before every fight. They get knocked spark out. They can't, touch me, yada, yada, yada. I've trained really well. And then afterwards, like the last Deontay Wilder fight you heard, it was an absolute shit show of a training camp. Like literally, when Big John talked about it, I was like, fuck me, it's a miracle he got through the fight the way he did, really. The thing with Tyson is his weight shows on his face, and that's usually how I can tell if he's fit enough or not. And he looks slimmer, but this may just be the angle. It's hard to know which one's going to turn up.
Whether the opponent wants to talk a lot or they don't, I know it's a big fight. We sold 94,000 tickets. We're definitely going to put a show on, and I'm looking forward to a massive night of boxing. It's
nice to get their words, but I want to see these guys arguing with each other and telling each other why they're going to fuck each other up. You know what I mean? I'm a bit bored of this, so I'm going to look at some of the footage we've got. When I watch Dillian Whyte, obviously there's certain things he does well, but I'm looking for what are his vulnerabilities right now. You see Tyson Fury, who's a mover, especially for a big man. He's a fucking mover. Dillian is just awkward on his feet. He looks off balance at times. He looks like he's just carrying a bit too much weight on his body for him to be able to move lighter on his feet and have that agility that you expect in a boxer. He is very heavy-legged, and at times when he does get hurt, you see the balance in his legs just it crumbles. And the way he throws punches, it's not beautiful, sweet science. His punches are like thudding hard punches, don't get me wrong, but they don't seem to connect in a way like someone who's been trained exactly how to throw a punch from 8 years old. He is what he says he is. He's a brute of a man, but it isn't technical. When I watch someone close the distance on him, all right, there's always the worry that left hook is going to detonate on the other guy, and they've got to be aware of that. But he does just get caught in quicksand too much. And against a fighter like Tyson Fury, that's a match made in hell. Unless Tyson decides, you know what, I'm just going to walk you down and trade with you and give you a chance. In which case, Dillian Whyte does have a chance, but only if Tyson gives him that chance. And the thing with Tyson, though, is with the way he's been fighting lately, there's every chance he will do that. But he doesn't have to. If you're his coach, you're saying, just stay the fuck away from him and just jab him and get him frustrated. And then when he does overcommit, use your speed and fucking punish him for it. He isn't a Derek Chisora. He's a plodder in that he's got slower feet, but he doesn't come forward and stick to your chest and pressure you the way Chisora did. He's more of a counter puncher, and usually counter punchers have better feet than Dillian. In some regards, it's surprising he's done as well as he has with such weaknesses to his game. I think that's testament to who he is up there. He's strong-willed, determined, and naturally powerful. There's those little clumsy punches, and there's those windows of opportunity and timing. He likes to play that you punch, I punch, you punch, I punch, and I can see Tyson just disrupting that rhythm and not allowing him the time to breathe, because Tyson's pace is a lot quicker, in my opinion, over the 12 rounds. Like, Dillian can start fairly fast, but I see Tyson maintaining the pace and Dillian tiring. You see, that's what Dillian Whyte needs. That he needs close quarters stuff. That left hook, that is the one, isn't it? Dillian Whyte's murder shot. This was mad, right? So you had Povetkin drop twice in round 4. Dillian cruising. Competitive in terms of punching, but in terms of damage, not competitive.
Take nothing away from a big shot from Alexander Povetkin.
Fucking flatlined him, and that was only 2 years ago. Povetkin's had a great career, but at the stage of his career he was at, that shit shouldn't be happening to Dillian Whyte. So this is Dillian Whyte in the rematch where he got his revenge against Povetkin. That was just a slight slip from Povetkin. I don't think he was actually hurt there, but Dillian smells blood. That was 3 massive swings from Whyte where he hit nothing. Like, I just see bad things for when he tries this sort of shit against Fury, but one of them could land. I get that. It's what everyone has said about AJ versus Usyk. You don't try and outbox a boxer, and I don't think that's going to be Dillian's plan. The problem is if this doesn't work, it's going to be a long fucking night. To be fair, he's tough as old boots, so he could probably handle it, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to come out like a fucking madman against Fury, though. Don't let him get settled. Don't let him get a rhythm. Just go straight for the fucking kill. Turn it into a fight. The balls on Dillian Whyte, like, Dillian Whyte is far more likely to do that than what AJ would have done, in my opinion. Like, he's more single-minded, and that's what's needed in this scenario. Breathing heavy, though, for 1 minute of fighting. I look at Dillian's feet. Whenever he throws a big shot, and just how much his feet come together, how off balance he looks, and I feel like it could at times look like he's like a beginner roller skater in the boxing ring, and like Fury's looking like one of those dancing on ice, the pros, you know, where they're just sort of like gliding round after him. Yes, Fury's got height, reach, yada yada yada, better boxer, but it's the footwork that I feel is going to be what is a massive disadvantage for Dillian Whyte, because we remember the things that Fury struggled with were Deontay Wilder's ability to close distance fast. He's like a 100-meter sprinter. He's like fucking Usain Bolt, you know? He can close that gap and use those big long arms and his power to give Fury something to respect, something to think about. But Dillian's so slow on his feet that the likelihood of him doing the same things and hurting Fury the same way, I just feel like is massively reduced. He's predictable. I don't want to come across like I'm being disrespectful here. I'm just trying to think of things he does better than Tyson Fury, and there aren't many. You know what I mean? Like, that left hook is good. He's tough, but, you know, he's been knocked out twice by that uppercut. AJ knocked him out with the uppercut. Povetkin knocked him out with the uppercut. And I just wonder if that spot on his chin is just the lights out moment. You know what I mean? It's not like he can't take a shot, because we've seen with Chisora, he had a right fucking war with him. He is a hard man. Fucking hell is he. But Fury will look at the fact that those two uppercuts both shut the lights off. We can see Dillian's pace here is, you know, he throws a jab, has a walk, takes a look at him, lets him throw a jab, goes back, maybe they exchange a few, both take a breather. It's heavyweight boxing, and this is a standard pace. It's not that Dillian is unfit, because he isn't. He's a fit guy. It's just Tyson Fury's engine and his reach and his length enables him to pick and pepper you and fucking put it on you to a place where you're not comfortable. And we've seen how he basically drowned Deontay Wilder multiple times. We've seen the look Wilder had in his face, a man who can match him in many aspects of his physique. It's not that I don't rate Dillian Whyte at all. It's just I just think that Tyson is better in so many areas that I don't see this being a very competitive fight unless Tyson does something really stupid.
In order for Whyte to throw. Oh, Russian as well, and the ropes keep him up, and now he's in big trouble, and down goes Povetkin, and it is over.
Had to fucking stop that. Jesus Christ. I'm going to look at Fury Wilder 3, because there's no doubt in my mind, Fury in the second fight against Wilder, that Fury beats any heavyweight in the world right now. But on the off chance he hasn't prepared adequately, I want to see Fury Wilder 3 again, just to refresh. The good thing is this is the out of shape Fury, really. Even his dad said he was struggling like fuck to do a 3-mile run before this fight. Not sure how true it is, but we'll take his word for it. You see all these little micro movements he's doing. None of that happens in Whyte's fight. None of that. You've got really good opportunities to take a breather, to recharge. Constant feinting and moving towards you and making you work. I see that as a recipe for disaster for Whyte. And as you come in, he catches you. We also see it in the previous fight. Whyte's inability to sort of time you coming in, and timing a man who's got the reach of Fury is a complicated thing to do. It's just a non-stop fight here. Whyte does come out swinging a lot of the time, like he did, especially in that last fight. So I see this ending early. I do not see this going past the 6th round right now. That's another thing, is the chin of Fury. Like, everyone's saying, can Dillian Whyte knock Fury out? Yes, he can knock him out. But that chin has been fucking tested, and it's passed a fucking acid test time and time again. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but fuck me, I'm not confident. Fury's strategies seem to be a combination of flying in with that 1-2, leaning on him, draining him, and then when you're body to body, ripping into him. Because at close range, there was a massive gap in skill, especially. It's different with Whyte. I think his inside fighting will be way better than Wilder. So tactically, I'd keep it long. If I'm Fury, keep it long. Make the fight easy for yourself. Fuck entertaining everyone. Get out there with a nice, easy fucking win and on to fucking Usyk or AJ. Can't do that. cannot do that. This is the thing, this come forward style, it's fucking brutal for the other guy, but it can be fucking brutal for you as well. Another thing is if Dillian White smells blood and he feels like he's got you hurt, he will unload the fucking clip. And I love that about him. I don't think Tyson can even allow Dillian to start building in confidence. You want to mug him off, you want to make him look stupid, cumbersome even at times, and play with him. And then once he starts flailing and using those wild swings, pick him apart, detonate. So obviously it's not going to come as a surprise to you what my prediction is. It's Tyson Fury. However, I think that this could be over inside 5 rounds. I don't even know if it'll make it to the 6th, to be honest with you. I think Dillian will get frustrated, he'll tire as the rounds go on early on, and we'll see the pace maintained by Tyson. Just keep peppering, keep him going. And when he does start, swinging anxiously because he can feel the gas tank draining, he'll get a good heavy 1-2, which will probably send him down, and I think he'll be stopped by Tyson Fury. That's my prediction. Big respect to 2 men. They're saying, me saying that Dillian White isn't a great fighter. He's one of the best in the world at his weight class, but we are in the Fury era, and he is the Gypsy King, and I've got to back him. Until he loses the fight, I'm backing him every time. So that was my analysis. I'm sure there'll be some people commenting going, what does this guy know? I mean, I'm not a boxer. There's plenty of boxers out there if you want to listen to them. Just not very entertaining, unfortunately. That's why you come to me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Stay subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.